my name is Mrs. Sasaki, and I'm making this video to introduce myself to you. Since we're not going to meet in person for who knows how long, I'm going to ask you to do something similar for me. So I'm going to ask you to make a Google Slides presentation that has information about you. So here's an example about me. So my childhood. I grew up in LA. I attended Baldwin Hills Elementary School in LA before I was bused to Canyon Elementary in Santa Monica in 4th grade. I suffered through 3 years at Emerson Junior High School, and those were definitely the worst years of my life, but I feel like they were necessary to make me who I am today. I'm very appreciative of my life now, and I'm very dedicated to make sure that my students have a better experience and that they or you know that it's going to get so much better. I graduated from Uni High in West LA. I did not like going to school, but a series of completely lucky decisions led me to earning grades that allowed me to be the first person in my family who went to college. And thank goodness I did. So my college years were the happiest, although it was terrifying because I was afraid to leave my family, afraid to leave my friends and go somewhere where I didn't know anyone. But when I got there, I made friends, the best friends that I've ever known, who are still my best friends. I finally stopped feeling depressed and anxious all of the time, and I was filled with enthusiasm and empowered by meeting these positive people, and they inspired me to learn new hobbies and interests. The real world hit me. After college, I got a mind-numbing, boring job as an administrative assistant, but it overlooked the runway at LAX, so I saw planes taking off all day, every day, and that inspired me. So after 8 months, I decided to go for my dream, and I quit and backpacked across Europe with one other girl, and we met people and learned about the world and learned about ourselves. It was incredible. And then I came home and I found a job working in Japan. So I went to Japan for 1 year at a fancy golf course and resort. It was amazing. I wanted to learn more about Japanese language and culture since I am Japanese. But what I learned from that is that I'm really more American than I am Japanese. But it was an amazing experience. Then I came home and I re-met and married the man of my dreams. So I first met my husband when we were kids because our families knew each other. At that time, I was working in downtown. I worked there for 7 years as an assistant manager and staff accountant. And luckily, they decided to move to Chicago. So after my daughter was born, my company decided to move to Chicago, and I went back to school to get my teaching credential, and I applied at the closest LAUSD school to my house, which is Fleming, and I've been extremely happy here. My husband and I have two amazing kids. We have a 20-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son, so this is when my daughter graduated from high school. Another really important part of my life is my Arimoto family. So before I was Miss Sasaki, my last name was Arimoto. My two families are very different. The Sasaki family is super supportive, well-educated, hardworking, really responsible. And my husband did not have to struggle for money growing up. The Arimoto family, we're loud, inappropriate, sometimes lazy, often irresponsible, and we were always struggling for money when I was growing up. However, I love and adore my family. There was never a dull moment in our house. My mom, this is my beautiful mom, was my best friend in the entire world. And tragically, she passed away in 2015. I miss her every second of every day. But she left behind an amazing legacy of love and laughter. I grew up to be the responsible one in my family, but I always envied my mom for her free spirit. She was absolutely outrageous, and I know you would have loved her because everyone did. My loves of my life. So this is my family, and I love to travel. My husband didn't at first, and now he loves it too. So we go to Hawaii almost every other summer because we both grew up spending a lot of time there with family, and we do a lot of adventures. So we try to go international also. My interests, I do think that interests are what keep me going in life. So I have many. I like to watch K-dramas. I love to read. I like to watch dancers. I love the musical Hamilton since 2016. I love to travel. I love watching YouTube. But now I'm just going to admit to you, because there's no way you will not know, that I am really, really a fan of the band BTS. So I still love to read, but I tend to read all books that inspired their music or them. I run listening to their music, or I dance every day to their music. I've gone sightseeing to the sites where they've been in LA. I'm learning to play the piano, teaching myself, and I'm learning mostly their songs. I'm also studying Korean so that I can understand their lyrics and sing. And um, their concert just changed my life. So I've been to 2 of their concerts, and I had 3 sets of tickets for the one that was canceled, which just breaks my heart. But I decided to use my obsession with them to make myself better. So another important part of my life are my pets. So these are my kids' pets. We have many, many, many pets, and we love them. Lastly, a huge part of my life is you guys. So I love my Fleming kids. I can't wait to get to know you guys and see your presentations.